Hardest moment was when that sense of failure came, when I felt like I wasn't going to be able to accomplish the goal that I set out to do.
May 10th, 2025. Jonathan started training for his first half marathon. Jonathan began to have crippling knee pain that not only halted his training, but halted his life as a husband, father, and a friend.
Well, I guess I'm here because I used to be a runner. I started running toward the beginning of this year, training for my first half marathon. Running has become really important to me this year. It's one of the few places I feel like I have to be able to go clear my head. It's where some of my best ideas tend to come for my work, and it's just an escape from kind of the busyness of life. Well, I have 6 weeks until my very first half marathon. I've gotten to the training where I'm running farther than I ever have in my life, which is really exciting, all until that came to a crashing halt. This knee pain started. It turned from just a sore, tight pain to really sharp pain where I couldn't hardly walk on it anymore. And it's leaving me with a lot of worry that I won't be able to even start that race. So I kind of got roped into running a half marathon by one of my childhood friends. We both had babies in the last year and wanted to kind of push ourselves, try to do something that was a challenge for us and just kind of give us the reason to get back outside.
I met Jonathan as a patient 9 years ago. Now, after high school, college, mission trips, marriage, and even fatherhood, he has come back to me in a way I never expected. We started working together to bring to life stories that have never been heard. People healing from severe pain and then doing incredible things. I never imagined we were going to tell his story.
First time I held their daughter was probably the sweetest moment of my life, and I did not expect that just a few short months later, I wasn't going to be able to pick her up without pain.
I know all too well what it means to run a race with a bad knee. This race had become deeply personal to him. Because of that, I knew he had to be healed. You see, if he gave up on it now, he'd be losing not only the race, but some part of himself. I knew where his problem was before I touched him. Oh, I could have been wrong, but I was willing to bet 5 hours in the car that I wasn't. We didn't have much time, so I didn't waste any time.
And right there is the source, man. That's it. Sorry I didn't start with that. Sorry it took 12 seconds to get there. That right there, bud.
Oh my gosh.
That's one thumb. Look, Mom, no hand. That's one thumb, okay?
Do you think I was enjoying myself a little bit? A little bit?
Exactly what I was expecting. When you texted me and I said, I read half of it and I thought, this guy needs to get in.
Okay. Yeah, so it's pain that's on the front of the knee, but you're working on the back to get to it.
Exactly my point.
Okay.
Well, what's back here? And look at this, man. Look at that.
Is it just from overuse from the training?
No, this is much, much older, actually.
Okay.
Much older.
Okay.
This would go back to your youth soccer days. I'm leaving my mark on it, if you can't tell. And so when you're going to stretch at home, or on the trail here, I am teaching you better than anyone can teach you where to stretch. Because if you don't feel my mark when you're stretching, you are not hitting the target. You got it?
Okay.
So if you feel your hamstring stretching, that's fine. You can stretch your hamstring.
Yeah.
If you feel your calf stretching, that's fine. Stretch your calf. But if you don't feel this,
That
you are
back
not
of the knee.
right.
I had such a short time to treat him. I knew I had not finished the work, but I didn't know if it would be enough. Would it be enough that he could get by, that he could just stretch and exercise his way through and finish that race? We had too little time to find that out.
This has come on from soccer, yes, from college, yes, from professional work, yes, where you've established certain asymmetric postures and habits, and it has not been working for you, okay? You've been running with massively asymmetric tension patterns in your lower body. We're not even addressing upper body today. Look at this, just lower body. So what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna pause. I'm gonna watch you run.
Okay.
Let's try it. Come have a seat.
Oh my goodness.
Oxygen's good, man. You're the one that wanted to run a half marathon.
Yes.
So we did not fully reset everything. I normally go for an hour. That was less than 20 minutes. You're gonna feel a different soreness. Like those muscles now are what are mad, not your original pain.
Yeah.
Number one is that original pain has been traded for having worked those guys.
Okay.
Okay? So this is a big bet because we could be wrong. That is likely to be the fastest half marathon ever done. Okay. So now this isn't a full test. You didn't go far. Okay. But just thinking, where are you primarily feeling discomfort right now or pain?
Just kind of tenderness and like right where you were really pushing.
Okay.
But nowhere else.
Okay. So now that was just like a little, very short run. If you had done that yesterday, do you think what would have felt different about it?
Oh, fronts of my knees would have felt it
Like
immediately.
Okay.
And probably would have gotten some sharp pain starting to come in.
Okay.
So it's definitely worlds better.
Just from that like 17-minute treatment, whatever we did, how confident are you that we found the source of it? Yes?
Yeah, it was immediate that you found exactly where it was in the back of my knees.
Well, I didn't even
I wouldn't have expected.
And actually, in our interest of time, I never even touched the knees in the front. I'm that certain that's where your problem's coming from, okay?
Yeah.
So let's see how this next 6-week story unfolds.
Okay.
Cool.
See?
Race ya? Ready, set, go! Oh, you're fast! Oh, you're fast!
I didn't know when we started this that he was following in my footsteps in a very painful way. I have two goals when I heal someone. First is to just actually cure them of something terrible. Second is to do it in a single treatment. The thing is, maybe it would have made a better story to have just done this one time and let it ride out. I wasn't willing to risk his knees on the idea that we got it all when I knew we had not. I didn't tell him at the time, but that race he was training for, I ran the full 17 years before. The first half of my marathon was great, and then a knife went through my knee. I walked, hobbled, limped the next 13.1 miles, and my knee has never been right since. I didn't have someone to turn to. I didn't know what was wrong. I didn't know what to do about it. I was on my own and just figured it would be okay. I saw myself in Jonathan. I knew if he was going into this race worse than I was into mine, no.
Record. Happy time.
Yep. That's a word for it.
What are you doing back in the forest? I saw you trying to run. Okay. So, listen. The truth is, we did 20 minutes 2 weeks ago, and we blasted some serious stuff.
Yeah.
Okay? You have a half marathon in how long?
Like 4 weeks. It's coming up fast.
I was hoping the second round would not be as bad, and thankfully it went about as well as it could have. Almost all of his muscles and tendons were softer, healthier, healing. We were only 2 weeks after the treatment, and mountains were moving. The pain and pressure were completely different.
We had already blasted through so much. So we're ready for this to hurt. We're ready for some serious pain, but...
You might be ready.
I should speak for myself. Yeah. I'm pushing deep into a lot of this, and a lot of this is way better.
Yeah.
So let's celebrate that for a second. Like, that hurts tremendously less.
You see, our bodies are born with a certain amount of strength and resilience. It's like being born into a wealthy inheritance, having a large bank account. And if we spend all that without paying it back, or at least stopping to check the balance, we start bouncing some checks. Now he was struggling to pay off debt he didn't know he had, restoring an account that he didn't realize was so low. And how do you think he was going to repay that debt? What about stretching, exercising, changing bad habits and starting new ones?
The best result to me is that you overcome this, completing the race, doing halfway decently without any true pain. Is it okay with you if you walk run it?
Sure.
Okay. You
Sure.
just want to finish it?
I just want to
Okay.
finish it.
Okay.
Yeah. I want
So-
to still be able to start it and to be able to go across the finish.
Right.
As I feared, there were a couple of areas left.
Okay.
Yeah, that feels like a burning throughout my leg.
Oh man, how far down?
Past my knee.
Wow. If that's going that far down, man, this could actually be the key then. This is worse than actually this was. When that refers down past like that with nerve, with burning, yeah. That's pretty much a smoking gun, okay? The best thing right now is go walk with it. Even jog with it a little bit.
Yeah.
You up for that? I'm
Sure.
not gonna race you this time because I don't know.
A little hard to race side by side, but
Yeah, and I don't want to say my shoes would get in the way, but not the best. All right, Will, you up for it?
yep, let's do it.
All right, go try it out there, old man.
Here, I'll take you.
Okay.
How do we choose between what's really important to us and what we feel we have to do when we can't have both? My fear was how much his obligations were getting in the way. His long car rides, sitting at the computer to work, when what he really needed was to lengthen and strengthen these muscles. Yet I knew he was going to finish that race. I was almost confident before, but after checking him a second time, I knew he had it. And now here we are, the night before the race.
What were you feeling then? What are you feeling right now?
Night and day difference. Then was hard to walk, hard to go upstairs, hard to play with my dog. My daughter couldn't do anything. Now I just ran 10 miles last week and felt fine and feel like fully ready to go. The runs went from a consistent sharp pain the entire time I couldn't get through 1 mile to the last 10-mile run I did, there was only 3 to 4 little quick twinges of sharp pain that didn't linger, that didn't cause me to stop. The pain's behind me. I know I'll be able to finish the race and it won't be my last. And I know I can go back to being a husband, a father, and a friend.
October 19th, 2025. The Grand Rapids Half Marathon. Doing what he loves with the people he loves is no longer locked behind pain. What race are you giving up? I'm Dr. Benjamin Visger, and I'll see you at the finish line. Chronic knee pain isn't the only souvenir I got from that race. I also got this cool shirt.